stand? Please stand for the national anthem and remain standing for the alma
Good evening and welcome to all parents, guardians, teachers, administrators, and students. My name is Jack McGovern, and I'm a senior officer this year for the National Honor Society. On behalf of our chapter, I would like to extend a sincere congratulations to all new inductees and their families. This is a night for great celebration. I hope tonight's ceremony will make you reflect on the past and think about the future. And I hope you will leave tonight feeling accomplished, determined, and optimistic. Our new principal, Mr. Peter Dunnigan, who previously served as principal of Sun Valley High School in Aston, Pennsylvania, is a proud resident of Haverford Township and a proud parent of 2 Haverford High School graduates. In a couple short months as principal, Mr. Dunnigy has already shown himself to be a devoted and enthusiastic cheerleader for sports, music, clubs, and academic achievement at Haverford. At this time, please welcome Mr. Dunnigy to the podium.
Thank you, Jack. Jack is a fine example of our National Honor Society here and these students that are produced in Haverford Township. Welcome parents, friends, and family members. Thank you for coming and congratulations. I want to first thank Ms. Jackson and Ms. Dial for all they do for the National Honor Society. They do a tremendous job. Many of the things they do go unnoticed each and every day. We also want to thank Dr. Rushi for taking time out of her day to come here and spend time with us. Inductees, congratulations on this significant accomplishment. Thank you for your character, leadership, scholarship, and service. It is not easy to get elected to the National Honor Society, and you have earned it. Enjoy the evening, and don't rush this night as another certificate or award. I know it is a Monday night, and we have a million other things to do this week, but it's very important that we celebrate our accomplishments. This is so much more than just a regular Monday night. Only a small percentage of students in the United States of America are elected to the National Honor Society. 30 years ago, I graduated high school. I was 12 when I started, so I was 42 when I graduated. I did not make the National Honor Society. However, I have a good friend of mine in the audience who's a parent of one of the inductees, and he made the Honor Society 30 years ago, and he every now and then tells me about it and tells me that I did not make it. Parents, thank you for supporting and assisting your students. Haverford Township is such a great community because of the examples you set for your children, so I thank you. Inductees, I was visiting a college with my daughter a couple years ago, and I saw a statue and it said, "For those that are given much, much is expected." Again, for those that are given much, much is expected. We know that you've been given much, and we know that much is expected of you. I encourage you to embrace the expectations of your parents and teachers and use your gifts to help others. The expectations can be high at times. All of us in this auditorium will help to fulfill those expectations. Remember the 4 pillars of character, leadership, service, and scholarship in all that you do. Again, congratulations and have a great rest of the year. This is a big deal and a big accomplishment, and please take some time to enjoy it. At this time, I'd like to introduce the Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Maureen Rushi.
Good evening, and congratulations to all of the students and families who are here this evening. Induction into the National Honor Society is truly an honor, recognizing achievements that go beyond a minimum GPA. You have demonstrated accomplishments in scholastics, community service, leadership, and character. Membership in the National Honor Society defines who you are at the very fiber of your being. You didn't complete a predetermined checklist of to-do items. Rather, your instinct, parental guidance, and determination enabled you to demonstrate the qualities which brought you here this evening. Your words and deeds solidify the decision to invite you to become part of this esteemed organization. And if you have not previously thought of yourself as a role model, know that you are now serving in that capacity. Allow others to learn from you as they witness your ongoing accomplishments. The 4 traits valued by National Honor Society: scholarship, leadership, community service, and character, were selected because they are the very essence of the core values of a well-lived life. Being selected into NHS means that you have exhibited these traits in more than one way. You've been identified as a leader. And this doesn't mean that you are going to be necessarily president of a club or president of an organization, but you have recognized that leadership can manifest itself in many other ways. You are an elite group of students, and I congratulate you for your accomplishments. And before concluding my remarks this evening, I want to remind you of two very important foundations within your lives that have enabled you to reach these goals this evening. Your family, your teachers, or some adult who has worked with you. You have reached this honor on the merits of your own accomplishments, but without a supportive family, a supportive adult group, without the support of teachers, you might not be where you are. Amidst all of the celebration this evening, and we hope that you will celebrate and take time to recognize your accomplishments, please find a moment to think, or tonight or over the next few days, and think about the adults who have assisted you in attaining this level of accomplishment in your high school career, and thank them for that. Again, I congratulate each one of you individually and wish you all of the best.
The National Honor Society emphasizes scholarship as one of its four main pillars. A student who shows scholarship also exudes leadership, character, and commitment to service. His or her devotion to learning is essential to academic excellence, involvement in school, and development of relationships. Scholarship is simple in definition. In reality, though, it transcends the classroom. A National Honor Society member is unique in his or her scholastic merit. It is what first distinguishes them as a leader among their peers. Yet their diligence and unmatched work ethic, which root their academic excellence, more truly speak to their scholarship in and outside of school. These traits allow them to be successful in academic environments, regardless of reward, credit, or recognition. In life, their scholarship contributes to their roles as leaders in their community. It allows them to carry out meaningful service and establish lasting relationships with other teachers and students. Scholarship is responsible for a student's impact on their surroundings, and consequently defining their membership in the National Honor Society. I will now light the scholarship candle.
Good evening. My name is Bridget Sincata, and I will be talking a little bit about another one of the four cornerstones of National Honor Society, character, the qualities of an individual. It is something we constantly hear as being unique to every person, yet there are only so many combinations of words that can describe one's character. Therefore, the best way to describe a person's character is through his or her actions. Each day we make conscious decisions about how to act or react in certain situations which reveal our character. The National Honor Society holds great value in the character of its members for this reason. Anyone can put on a mask and call his or herself kind or responsible, but those who are truly kind show it. Those who are truly kind and caring do not sit quietly and ignore others struggling. They see others in distress and move to help them. They provide service to those in need. They help their peers when they fall or are pushed down. Those who are truly responsible and trustworthy do not dodge challenges. They face them with determination. We welcome you today into the National Honor Society because you have demonstrated these qualities. It is through your activities, service, and stories that your compassion, honesty, responsibility, and authenticity can be seen. As the newest members of the National Honor Society, we know that you will continue to express these traits through your participation in NHS-sponsored events and on your own. We encourage you to continue to always reach out to those who need help or simply need a friend. As Maya Angelou once said, at the end of the day, people won't remember what you said or did. They will remember how you made them feel. The lasting impact you make on others stems from how you treat them. Showing consideration for and being respectful and friendly towards others are invaluable characteristics. These traits can earn you respect or even a job in the future. But most importantly, demonstrating these characteristics can earn you the satisfaction of knowing that you bettered someone's life or gave someone a reason to smile. Thank you. I will now light the candle of character.
Good evening. My name is Jillian Bernstein, and I am one of the officers of the National Honor Society. Tonight we are honoring a group of individuals who have truly given back to their community. To become a member of NHS, you must have a minimum of 30 hours of service. During that time, the future members have performed true acts of kindness, lending a hand and bringing warmth to our community. However, community service is not an entrance fee. Instead, it is an expectation for all members to continue to meet. National Honor Society's goal is to serve the families and students within our community. For example, through the generosity and motivation of members, we are fortunate to have our annual gift drive. Members are able to set aside their busy schedules and take time to sell pies, ask local businesses for donations, and most importantly and noble of all, members take particular interest and care in picking out gifts for the families. I see members' passion to serve in the late hours at the library, wrapping hundreds of gifts for children in the weeks before break. Although the holiday season is often thought of as the most generous time, National Honors members do not stop. Their service continues throughout the year. It is due to the students' work that we will have a better community for tomorrow. Their motivation leads to the success of the book drive, the elementary school carnivals and fairs, and teacher appreciation projects, to name a few. Tonight we recognize to name a few. Tonight we recognize the entrance of exceptional students who never forget the importance of service and who will never forget our community. Now I'll light the service candle.
A weary-eyed president addresses the nation from the Oval Office. A stern-faced CEO steers a corporation through hard times. A fearless activist speaks through a megaphone and rallies a crowd. A courageous police officer or firefighter stays calm and resolves an emergency. Hello again, and let's get right to it. Leadership is intimidating. In television and the news, we are bombarded with idealized images of leaders. We see leaders that are smart, well-spoken, organized, assertive, inspiring. We associate leaders with official titles or big personalities. We know that leaders give directions to deputies and make speeches or presentations to large rooms of people. Because of our image of what a leader is and what a leader does, not many people consider themselves to be leaders. And it's not true, and it's a shame. Because leadership is more than formal titles and speeches. Leadership is about what you bring to the table in a group of people. Leadership is the amazing and sometimes surprising influence that you exert on friends, family, and coworkers on a day-to-day basis. It is everything that is unique about your interests and passions, your characteristics and actions, and how they change, motivate, and inspire the people around you. Our first goal for you today is to begin to recognize and appreciate your everyday second-nature leadership. Think about a time you sparked a class discussion, or a time you respectfully and patiently explained a difficult problem or concept. Recall a time you ran harder and longer in a practice, or a time you learned a piece of music outside of class, or even a time you reached out and were extra friendly to a new kid, or someone outside your usual friend group. For many of you, that's almost instinctive, but sure enough, that's leadership, and that's a powerful and influential example you're setting. So all those times, how did you do it? Sometimes it was passion and enthusiasm, sometimes it was persistence, practice, hard work, but most of all, it was an unshakable trust in what you bring to the table. It was self-esteem, a healthy confidence in yourself to accomplish the task at hand. It was the deep-rooted belief that you, as an individual, can somehow contribute to the betterment of a group. And so, as the National Honor Society at Haverford, not only do we want you to reflect on the past and give yourself some credit here tonight, but we also want to continue and expand that second nature leadership, extending into formal positions with all the intimidating duties and responsibilities and all the bells and whistles. We want you to have faith in yourself and take a leap. We want you to always remember that formal leadership is solved with the same formula as the second nature leadership you all have demonstrated to get here today. If you always trust what you bring to the table, if you stay committed to the idea that you can advance a group, that your contributions are unique and worthwhile, you will succeed as a leader. Thank you. I will now light the candle of leadership, and the chorus can now come up for the interlude.
I'm Elliot Messick,
And I'm Dana Koppel.
and we're going to be honoring the inductees.
We'd like to remind everybody to please hold your applause until we're done announcing all of the inductees so that we can get the process to run as smoothly as possible. Joshua Angel.
Samantha Airy,
Rebecca Armandi.
Aiden Arredondo,
Georgette Abrigian.
Michaela Baratka,
Kirsten Barr.
Isabella Borgesi,
Verhoff.
Claire Burns.
Matthew Callahan.
Austin Chow.
Richard Cobb.
Seth Cortez.
Brianna Creeley.
Michaela Cutter.
Emma Davies.
Julia Davies.
Bryce Davies.
Isabella Del Signore.
Sophia Del Signore.
Megan DePaul.
Sarah Derbyshire.
Wilson Dodds.
Alyssa Eder.
Andrew Elcock.
Rhea Estenor.
Drew Fuentes.
Quinn Gallagher.
Craig Gerard.
Allison Gerovisi.
Olivia Guerra.
Sana Gines.
Liz Hay.
Drew Heckler.
Alec Henderson.
Caitlin Hickey.
Victoria Hodgson.
Deanna Howard.
Colette Hyde.
Nora Janzer.
Jana Jordan.
Patrick Kelly.
Michael Kim.
Kristen Klein.
Michelle Koo.
Rachel Cozen.
Amy Cushman.
Elizabeth Leninick.
Eric Liu.
Erin Mahan.
Michaela Mancuso.
Peter Martin.
Colin McAndrews.
Michael McEwen.
Kaylee McGovern.
Allison McCain.
Harry McKinley.
Lauren Meyer.
Steve Middleman.
Shane Moran.
Nicole Mosconi. Vivian O'Brien.
Megan O'Reilly.
Ashley Pezza.
Cassie Pezza.
Varun Rajan.
Avery Reardon.
Chris Rose.
James Ryle.
Grace Shevchenko.
Madison Snell.
Haley Stokes.
Carissa Stout.
Zoe Swantak.
Maya Troilo.
Natalie Weiss.
Allison Wade.
Isabel Weir.
Corey Weiss.
Amelia Winger.
George Wolf.
Eden Unitas. We would also like to congratulate Sarah Allen, Young Kyung, and Cecilia Peden for also being inducted in the National Honor Society, however they could not be here tonight. You may now applaud.
Bridget Sincata and I will now administer the oath. Please all rise.
Please repeat after me. I pledge myself to uphold the high purpose of the National Honor Society to which I have been elected. I will be true to the principles for which it stands.
I will be loyal to my school. And maintain and encourage. High standards of character, scholarship, leadership, and service. Thank you. You may now be seated.
Thank you for all attending our National Honors Induction Ceremony. Thank you, parents and grandparents, for supporting the students here tonight. They would not be as successful without you. And finally, thank you, new inductees, for continuing to exemplify the four cornerstones of National Honor Society. I hope you will join us in celebrating the new inductees out in the lobby where there are small. Thank you.